How you doing?
We haven't seen you in a
Yeah,
while.
it's been a long time, a whole year.
Yeah, man. How you feeling?
I feel a lot better. It's awesome to be back. It's been, like I said, a whole year since I've been to a Bellator event. December 3rd was my last time I've been to a Bellator event. Got a spinning back fist knockout. So glad to be back. It's been a while.
Didn't even pop into one just to say hi, huh?
Man, I was in the shadows for a bit. The first couple months I couldn't leave my house, couldn't really do much. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait until my time to come back.
So how's it feel to be back out in the wild?
Feels great.
It
It feels good to be able to move again. You don't know how much you take for granted when you have it. So I didn't know how important the ACL was until I tore it, and I'm like, damn, man. You got to take care of your body for sure.
So let's ask the important question then. What's the timeline from right now? Like, when can you get back in there? And
As of right now, I'm thinking the end of this tournament. Next week will be 8 months post-op. So it went by pretty fast now. It wasn't, but I'm thinking after this tournament, I'll be back to the job.
So if they wrap this thing up in spring at some point, you'd be ready to go summer.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
How do you feel just in the day-to-day right now after the surgery? Do you feel like a bionic knee? I mean, what's the feeling like when you walk around?
I actually went back to the gym a little bit sooner than what they told me to. So sorry to my doctors, but I was just getting bored, man. I had to go out there and put my mind back to work. I'm so used to moving. I'm so used to training and having an objective that what I didn't have when, my life felt a little lost. So I went back to the gym, started helping out my coaches, coaching our younger guys coming up. And I got a cousin making his way up, Sergio Pettis. Make sure you guys watch out for him. So day to day, I feel like my knee's gotten a lot better. I could do pretty much everything I used to be able to do: the spin kicks, the jump knees, sprawls, wrestling. Still not 100% comfortable, but very close.
There have been other fighters who have been champions and then had their belts taken away for less time off than what you've had. So how much confidence, how good does it feel that the promotion has the confidence in you that they know you're going to be able to come back in a timely way, and that they can keep that belt around your waist and do this instead?
Yeah, I'm very blessed. They did do that to Horiguchi. I think he tore his ACL, but I know Horiguchi has he fights at Risen as well. So I think there was some little gray area right there. But I think for me, I just came off of a spinning back fist knockout against two of their poster boys, Juan Archuleta and then Horiguchi. So I think they're like, this guy has a future with us.
And last one for me, just watching how this tournament's played out so far. Do you how do you feel like things have gone? Who do you like tonight? Who do you think is going to be in there with you? 8 months from now, when this finally plays out.
I think it's going to be me and my teammate, Rafian Stats, to be honest. I think Sabatello is a great wrestler. He's doing a good job at using his mouthpiece, bringing a lot more attention to, this fight that's coming up. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be me and Rafian Stats. So, that's what I'm still prepping for. And I think he's the best out of the four that are left.
Sergio, over here. I know Rafian has moved on. He's practiced elsewhere. Does that make it a little easier having to face him in the future? If he wins,
it does. It does make it a lot easier now that I'm not in the same practice room with him. I was with him for about 6.5 years every day, training each other to get better and better. And now we're both at this level where we have to fight each other. And that's okay with us because, we're reaching to be the best in the world. I came over to Bellator, and that was, we're in the same world now. So whoever's the best, we'll see.
And obviously, we're filming this, and people will probably be watching maybe after the event. So, we can't predict the future, what's going to happen tonight. Yep. But I talked to Rafian, and I said, hey, teammates don't talk about training, but a lot of times when they leave, they do. I asked him who got the better of the training. He gave me this little, political answer. So let me ask you, when you guys scrapped up, who's
tell you what, I feel like a real man doesn't share that information. So me being a real man, I keep that in the practice room.
Are you any concerned that if you guys do face each other, we've had teammates who at one time they're friends, but then, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, they start hating each other. John Jones, Rashad Evans. Any worry that actually might happen with you guys?
I feel like those individuals are just a lot different than me and Rafian. At the end of the day, I feel like there wouldn't be any bad blood. Obviously, our job is competition and currency. That's what we're here for. So we're just here competing against each other, trying to get that bread and make the best man win. I don't think we'll have any issues.
His opponent tonight, Danny Sabatello, again, we're taping this before it actually happens. He said some not so nice words about you, saying that, one, he claimed that you're not even really injured, that everybody's injured, that you're not tough enough to make it through a tournament like this. What's your response?
I'm the toughest motherfucker here, to be honest. So I tore my ACL. That sucks. He's kicking me while I was down, calling me a pussy, calling me a little bitch. If I'm a little bitch, that's a big bitch. So Man, he ain't nothing. I think he's gonna have a tough fight tonight. If he wins, hats off to him. You know, he's proved me wrong a couple of times. The last round, I thought Higo was gonna give him some trouble, and he went out there and dominated that man. So, as much as I don't like the man, he does have a skill set that I have to be careful for being a striker.
Yeah. And the other side of the bracket, you have two guys who wrestle. You know, every time someone fights you, they want to wrestle you.
Yep. I don't blame him.
Patchy Mix and Magomedov. Break down their skills for me.
You know, I personally, I got Patchy Mix winning this fight. I think Magomedov is an excellent grappler, MMA. In general, he's got a good base, good spin kicks, good stand up. But I don't know, there's something in Patchy's eyes, man, that I think he's just hungry. You know, he's ready. He learned from his loss against Juan Archuleta, and you could see it with his last fight against Horiguchi, how calm and composed he looked out there, and how mature he looked out there. You know, I think that last, like I said, that loss, you don't want to take those, but they teach you a valuable lesson.
And my last question, at the end of the night, we'll have two guys left. Obviously, you're going to be facing the winner of that matchup. What's your message to those guys?
Hey, just know when I come back, daddy's home, you know? Yo soy tu papá.
Hey, Sergio, right over here. Aldrich running from the Fight Dialogue. I mean, during your time off, of course, you weren't able to train and fight. How about the family time? What was it like, you know, just spending time with the family and just getting yourself back together mentally?
It felt good, man. You know, as martial artists, we identify ourselves through mixed martial arts and having a task and constantly training. And now that I didn't have that, I, like you said, got to enjoy time with my fiance, my dogs, my mom, other people I really don't get to spend time with when I'm training. So it felt good to see both sides of, you know, that life, you know, the martial arts serious side and also the side where I got to enjoy my life and enjoy the blessings that I received.
And so far this year, what fights have been exciting for you with Bellator, like during your time?
I mean, the whole tournament in general is exciting for me because obviously I'm going to fight the winner. But I think, man, they've all been pretty good, honestly. There's been some wars lately. I think there's some good fights.
And my last question for you is, lost my train of thought again. Great. What fight so far has been exciting for you tonight?
Tonight, let's see. I mean, that uppercut knockout was pretty slick. I think that was so far was my favorite. But I know we're in store for some more wars tonight, so I don't have one just yet.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
Amen.
Kay Williams for Can Chronicles Media. It seems as though you stay really close to the sport as far as like studying opponents. How does that necessarily serve as an upside when it comes time for you to match whoever you're going to match up against next?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important for every athlete to know, you know, every aspect of the game of not just watching their fights while they're fighting, but studying their film, knowing everything about their opponent. So now that I've had the time to do that a lot, you know, it's helped out a lot. It's benefited me a lot. I'm able to learn visually and actually teach my teammates as well. So it's helping a lot.
Okay, Serge, so I just have one quick one for you. Looking back in hindsight, do you think that the injury is sort of a blessing in disguise?
For sure, it is. And it's kind of crappy to say that because, you know, obviously I had a beautiful last year, 2021. I got my belt, got engaged, had my most viral knockout in my career. And this year, you know, was going to be another great year, possibly fighting for $1 million. But after getting injured and realizing that I needed to take this time off to work on myself, you know, grow my confidence, work on my body. I was really beat up. I didn't realize how beat up I was after 11 years of competing. So yeah, it's a blessing in disguise for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
You just heard that Sabatello said some stuff about you, but he talks about everyone. Do you have some newfound maybe appreciation for him for all of the attention that he's brought to this bantamweight division?
I think I appreciate that we do have a shit talker in the division for sure. I'm not used to that either. You know, everyone I've competed against has been respectful, or, you know, they're just there to fight me. This guy's there to, like, you know, harass and get into your head and, you know, get to that mental aspect. So I definitely am appreciative that he's here. Don't appreciate him calling me a little pussy and a bitch, but it is what it is, you know. As long as he ain't attacking stuff outside of myself, then it ain't, you know, too offensive personally.
And speaking of the mental aspect, of course, during this time off, you're doing physical rehab, you're getting that injury, getting back to normal. But is there anything you do on a daily, maybe a weekly basis to help and focus on your mental health and be in the right frame of mind to get back and defend this title?
When it comes to mental health, I think it's a day-by-day thing. You know, you can't just kind of attack it one time. You got to constantly work on it, and it's never a fix. So definitely day by day, I'm still working on things that I had for a while. You know, I've had anxiety, pessimistic thoughts. I've had, you know, depression issues, especially this year. I had a chance to really sit back and face all of that. So Day by day, I'm definitely getting better at all that.
And Patrick Mick said that he wants the money. Of course, he wants to win the tournament, but he's had his sights set on you for a while. He's been waiting for this matchup. Is he someone that you've had your eye on for a while, and have you anticipated this fight as well?
You know what? I trained with him back when I was in the UFC, and he took my back, put me in positions that I was like, yo, this guy's dangerous. And now we're on the same road over here at Bellator. So definitely someone I'm keeping my eyes out for. He's actually a good friend of mine too. We're cool. We're on good bases and stuff. But at the end of the day, may the best man win. Competition and currency.
Thank you, man.
Yep. Thank you, guys.